Yeah, so I'm excited about that. The webinar.
These are my favorite.
I'm a little nervous, but it's gonna be fun. It'll be fun. But yeah, I'm just trying to get more pictures for the collage, and we're good. But
Cool.
I'm gonna start. So we're like a few minutes over 8. So thanks for coming to our team call. We're cheersing to New Year. I see there's a little kid, so I will monitor my voice, some of the things I normally say. I see them peeping up. But yeah, I'm super excited that everyone is here, and we have a lot to celebrate. I don't know if you guys know, but we are ranked number 335 out of over 400,000 teams. So that's a pretty freaking big deal. That is awesome. And I just said a word I shouldn't have. I'm sorry. It's just me. But yeah, that is a big deal. 335 out of over 400,000 teams. That's huge. So let's take that and drive into the new year and shoot to be that much closer to the top, because I know there are coaches who at the end of the year were in this spot that we're at now, and this year they finished in the top 10. So we can totally make that happen, and it's just going to take a lot of drive and dedication to what we're doing. And I know all of you have that in you, so I'm just super excited for 2016. It's definitely going to be our year to shine. I'm really excited for it. So I figured a good topic for today to kind of get our spirits up is to talk about objections, right? We all love those. Right? Don't we love objections? Who doesn't love objections?
Oh, yeah.
All right. So the way that you can learn to love objections, I'm sure you'll learn to love them by the end of this call, but pretty much you just have to switch your mindset about objections. So let me share my screen. Okay. View. How do I do that? Okay. Okay. So objections. They're fun. We all get objections. I have been coaching for 15, maybe 16, I lost count, months, but I still get objections. So we're going to handle these objections like girl bosses and boss men, if there are some men on this call. I don't know, probably not. But it's never a no for forever. I have people who are joining us now who I talked to 3-4 months ago. So it's never a no for forever unless I tell you ew, stop talking to me, get out of my life, and block you on Facebook. Then, okay, that's a no. But it's always a no for right now. So objections are normal. We all get them. It's not like one person is better than somebody else and they never get objections. In a perfect world, maybe, but they're bound to happen. And the reason for this is because people make objections out of fear of the unknown, out of fear that they're going to fail. And it's a defense mechanism, to be honest with you. So I'm sure some of you guys on this call, you had to be approached about coaching maybe more than once before you were like, okay, I want to do this. And it's just because we make these beliefs that we can't do things, and that, oh, I'm never going to be able to be as successful as Emmy. Look at her. I can never do what she does. Or, oh, I'm not fit enough to be a coach. Or I'm not this, I'm not that. But really all that is a roadblock that they are putting in front of themselves so that they don't have to deal with making a change. It's just their objections are all made out of fear. And once you realize that, and you realize that it has nothing to do with you and everything to do with them and their own problems that they are not ready to deal with yet, then when your whole mindset changes about objections, you're going to learn to love them, because having an objection allows you to tell somebody why they can and why they should, not why they should listen to you, but why they should trust themselves and that they do have the power to achieve their goals, and they just don't see it. But look at it as a learning experience. So for the reason for this is, if I have an objection, say I talk to somebody and they're like, oh, I don't look like a coach. Like, I can't be a coach. I don't have a six pack, whatever. And I find a way to talk to that person and tell them, like, hey, when I started, I didn't have a six pack, and I still don't have a six pack. Like, you don't need a six pack to be a coach, and nobody relates to perfect. So you want to be somebody who is not perfect and somebody who has imperfections and isn't afraid to share that. So let's just say I said that to somebody and it worked. I take that and use that as a learning experience for our team and share that with you. So anytime you get an objection, look at it as a way, okay, well, I'm going to take this situation and I'm going to use that to teach my team and teach members of my team how to combat this down the road if they come into the same objection. Also, yeah, it's not something to throw in the towel and cry about. If I stopped when I got an objection, I wouldn't be a coach. I probably would have made it like a day. And you don't want to get hung up on objections because, like I said, it has nothing to do with you at all. So don't cry about it. And I said that it always has nothing to do with you. So, and it's a challenge. So look at it as a challenge. This business is easy, but there are challenges, and the challenges come with when you're talking to people. And just look at it as an objection as a challenge. Like, we have challenge groups. So go into every conversation thinking like, okay, it's the end of the month and I need to hit Success Club. I have like 2 hours to hit Success Club. Because when you have a deadline, think about it. When you have a deadline, you get stuff done. Sorry, I almost slipped there. You get your stuff done when you have a deadline. So when you're talking to people, always don't lead with an agenda like, oh my God, I need to sell a challenge pack, but always think like, this is a challenge and I'm going to come out on the end and help this person, because that is your goal. You want to help people. It's not how many challenge packs you can sell. It's how many people you can help. And that is your job as a coach, to help people. So I put together some objections. I'm not sure if you can read this because it probably looks like microscopic on your screen, but I'll read them to you. But I'll talk about different categories. I've taken these from different top coaches in the company, some things that I say as well, and I just wanted to share them with you. So don't worry about like screenshotting or anything. I'm going to put the slides in the team page too so that you can see them like at the end. But we all get this one, like, oh, I don't have the money, the dough, whatever. So there's a few ways you can combat this. There's 5 different ways. The first one is to break down the cost. So something you could say is, well, you're in luck. This month the program's on super sale special for $140. Now, I'm talking about 21-day fix when I say all of these, just so you know. For the sale bundle, like whatever you want to call it. It'll include a workout program, a meal plan, portion control containers, on-demand access for free for 30 days, access to a challenge group, one-on-one support and accountability from me, typically $119. And when I say $119, that is the deluxe package. So that would be like everything minus the Shakeology. That's not the base kit because it's not $119. But and Shakeology, or superfood shake, that is part of the program for 30 days, is included too. Typically $130 plus tax for first-time buyers, and all signed up for the business for free. So this is if you're talking to somebody about being a coach. Usually an extra of $40. So it's actually a great deal and a huge savings. So that's one way, because you're telling them everything that they're getting and why they're saving money. Then the second one, sounds great, but I don't have the money right now. How many people have heard that? Like, they are gung-ho, they want to do it, they're like, yeah, I want to do it. I don't have money. Well, okay, well, that's when you want to relate to them and say, I totally understand how you feel. I felt the exact same way when I first heard about coaching and about the price. I don't know if you've read my story or not, but I didn't have a dime to rub together when I started. I was a broke as a joke college student. But I believed in the products because I heard of Beachbody and was familiar with the programs. So I made a ton of sacrifices at first, like cutting down on groceries, only buying the essentials, no more out-of-the-house purchases like Starbucks, energy drinks, eating out less. So by doing that, you're telling them how they can get the money. Like, you're telling them where they're wasting money and where they can find that extra money. Like, you're giving them a solution to not having the money right now. So then in my first month, I earned back the cost of my Shakeology and profited over $120. Like, yeah, obviously you would use your story, not mine. And it's went up from there. I know it's scary. Trust me, I've been there, but sometimes you have to do something outside of your comfort zone to get new results. So that is if they don't have the money right now, and that's good because, like I said, you're telling them like where they can find the money because they definitely have the money. It's just not a priority to them yet. This one I really love. This is the worst case scenario. So you would say something like, also, like when I first started, I gave myself and my parents, because I would say my husband if I was married, but I'm not, a time limit. And I said, if it doesn't work out in 4 months, I will cancel my account free of charge. So you're telling them without telling them, like, you can cancel at any time free of charge. And the worst thing that will have happened to me is I got a good lifelong workout to keep, tried a new superfood shake, and got a little healthier. Not the worst thing, you know, like, so it's not like the worst thing in the world. If it doesn't work out, you can always cancel it at any time, and you answer that before they ask you about it. Then you can always go with the 30-day money-back guarantee. If that worst case scenario doesn't work for you, it's pretty much the same thing. Like, I don't know if you heard my story or not. I wasted money on gas, 2-hour commute each day, blah, blah, blah. But you can return it within 30 days and get your money back because that's how much we believe in our products. And then the last one, priorities and comparison. So yeah, a lot of people think it's a high cost up front, but I actually saved money. I was paying there's a lot of typos too, and I don't take my typos out because people, like, that's me. So if people are not okay with typos, then I don't want to work with them. But anyway, so many useless fees to the gym. I barely used for no support, and because I didn't care about those fees coming out because they were so small, I never really committed. But when I invested $140 of my hard-earned dollars, you bet your hiney I was going to give it my all for 30 days, and I made it a priority. So that's another way that you can combat the, like, I don't have money, but, like, I was wasting all this money and it wasn't a big deal. But now when I'm investing, like, my money, I'm actually going to commit to doing this because it's $140 of my hard-earned money, and I'm making it work and I'm making it a priority. Okay, so after the money objections, I'm sure you've heard, what the heck? Okay, I'm too busy. I don't have time. Right? We've heard that one. Well, oh my gosh, I felt the same way. You want to relate your story. So when I first started coaching, I was actually working 2 jobs and was a full-time student, hostessing at a restaurant, student teaching in grad school. I would leave my house around 6 a.m. because I had an hour commute, and sometimes would not get back until 9 or 10 because I had night classes. But I knew this had to work for me, so I worked around my day at first. All the time where I was watching my favorite show, sitting on the couch, I simply did it with my computer, my phone in my hand, and got my workout done instead. Then, slowly but surely, it actually allowed me to cut one of my jobs out at a time. So funny enough, cutting my time down at first ended up giving me more time. So I'm telling people that you don't really need a lot of time. I made it work. I'm comparing my story to theirs and showing them that they can do it. It's just like they don't believe that they have the time, but they actually do. Another one, number 2, we have training for that. So it's such a common misconception that it takes a ton of time to build this business and get your workout in. But we have tons of coaches and challengers on the team that work full-time jobs, are mommies with 2 to 5 kids, with one spouse gone, away at work, the military, or even single moms. We have documents on how to have the most effective power hour. Plus, I doubt you're Tasmanian deviling it all day or whatever you want to say. You've got to have some downtime. We have so many women who are examples of how they choose their time. And for me, I would much rather spend that extra hour doing something good for my family rather than surfing the web and numbing my brain, you know? So I'm telling them, like, that hour that you're spending on Facebook every night doing stupid things, that's your power hour. That's your time to work. Like, you can totally make it happen. And then the last one, our workouts are designed for that. So if they say, like, they don't have time, do you have 30 minutes a day? Because that's all you need for an effective workout. I know, crazy. I used to spend hours at the gym working on machines that looked really scary. But these at-home workouts saved me. And saved me time driving to the gym, getting there, putting my stuff away, weighing myself, LOL. this way. It's on my time by my rules. So if I had a crazy day at work, my DVD player doesn't close and open at a certain time. So you're telling them that it's more convenient. That's what this is. Like, we are convenience. We're delivering them convenience, so they have the time, pretty much. Okay. The next one. The heck? Okay. I would be a sucky coach. I was thinking of Sucky. I was thinking of Elf. I don't know. I was watching it earlier this week. But anyway, so I'm not at my goal weight yet. That is something that I hear a lot. And that was something that I had a concern about too. I'm like, can't be a coach. Look at me. I'm a little overweight here. I had one too many beers. Like, no. But that's actually way better, because coaching is about showing people that you're a real person who's on a journey and to become a fitter, healthier, and better you. Not that you are perfect. No one relates to perfection. People relate way more to a journey than already being there. So that's a very common misconception. Number 2, I'm not a salesperson. Who's gotten that one before? I don't sell things. I'm not a salesperson. Yeah. Okay. Well, great. Neither am I. I would hate it if it was sales. There are no sales minimums or quotas to fill. We have a ton of training on how to not be salesy. Like, literally, I preach to our team, don't be salesy. We're a company based on peer-to-peer experience, just like the rest of the world today. We share experience with others and hope to inspire them to get started on what has helped us. If I had the driest hair ever and you had a solution for it and you didn't share it with me because you were afraid to come off as a salesperson, how bad of a friend would you be for keeping that secret from me? So it's no different than suggesting your favorite restaurant to a friend or your favorite hair product. It's sharing. We don't sell. So, like, don't be afraid to be yourself and tell people like it is. Like, I have found that people don't want you to, like, they want to hear, like, I don't know. They just want you to be yourself. Like, if you're going to try to beat around the bush and say, oh, yeah, like, they don't want that. They want the raw, real information. So just give it to them. Like, we don't sell, and you'd be a bad friend if you didn't share what you had with me. So don't be afraid to be yourself and just tell them like it is. And then the other one, I don't have a big market, and I'm from a small town. Those of you on this call who are not from my town, who knows how small Tuckerton is? Like, seriously, it's the freaking smallest little town ever, and it's, like, all historic, and there's, like, no people in it. But it doesn't matter. Freaking Melanie Mitro, you know her, #1 coach in the company, 2 years. She's from Mars, Pennsylvania. Like, there's probably more cows in Mars, Pennsylvania than there are people. So that is not a valid excuse for not becoming a coach. So what I would say to somebody who has that objection is that has nothing to do with it. We're entirely based online. In fact, the top coach in the company over the past 2 years is from the smallest little town in Pennsylvania. You can be anywhere in the world and work this business. Fitness and health is the biggest industry in America, and so is convenience. We bring the two together in your home with one solution. We have tons of trainings on how to reach out to the 3 billion people in America who are looking for a solution to their health and fitness problems. All of them being on social media helps. I'm from a small town as well, and when I started, I only had about 200 friends on Facebook, barely talked to them, and never really even posted at all. So that combats the I don't post on Facebook, I don't have friends, I am in a small town, all in one. Alrighty. And then this is my favorite, right? We all get this, and it gets us so mad when people read your messages and don't answer you back and they ghost you, right? You know what I'm talking about. Who's had that happen where you message somebody and you see they read it and they're not answering, and you're like, what the heck? I see you read my message. Answer me, right? Don't be afraid to tell them, like, hey, dude, I can see that you're seeing these and you're not answering me. Like, don't be afraid to say that. I used to be so afraid to do that, and now that I do that, people are like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, I forgot to respond. Or they'll answer, like, why they're not answering. Like, this is the biggest defense mechanism ever. Just not answering. Like, if I ignore her, she'll go away. Like, that's what they're doing. Or if I ignore it, I won't have to face the fact that I need to lose 20 pounds. Like, it's just going to go away. Like, my problem is going to go away if I just ignore this girl. Like, that is why they do it. So these are some messages that you can send when this happens. Now, I know some of these are in the team page, but this is like all compacted in one, and it's much simpler. So asking for feedback. And I did use a few of these today, so they work. Hey, girly, I see you read my message and haven't responded. You are so excited, and I'm so sorry if I made you feel like you couldn't talk to me about your doubts about the program. That is never my intention. I would love to get you started, but I totally understand it's not for everyone. I would love some feedback, though. If you could let me know how I could have explained it better or answered your question more clearly, I would love to know. I talk to a lot of people all day long about making this decision, so I would love to communicate better. Thanks, love. So what's going to happen is they're going to, be like, oh my God, sorry, I forgot to respond. I am interested. Like, let's go. Let's sign me up. Or they're going to give you their objection. They're going to say, oh, like I really don't have the money right now. And then you can go to the money objection slide. So by not answering you, they're just like either preventing from telling you, like maybe they're too afraid to tell you they're living paycheck to paycheck. Or maybe they're too afraid to tell you that they don't think they can commit to a program. So that's what ignoring you does. It like gets rid of them having to tell you why they're ignoring you. So either that, or what's going to happen is they're going to tell you how to improve. And that is not a bad thing at all. It'll just help you in the long run. The second one that you can do is relate to their why. So, hey, love, so you haven't signed up yet. Just wondering if you knew I was holding you a spot. I was so inspired by the way you wanted to build this business for your little ones while spending time with them by their side every day. Now, that part you need to change depending on who you're talking to, but that's just an example. So you would put their why in there. And that's a mission of a ton of my coaches are working towards. So that spot is still there for you if you want it. The next one, I think everyone's frozen right now. I hope you guys can still hear me. Okay. Were you good? I just saw a bunch of frozen faces. Okay. Number 3 is I personally haven't used this one. I got this off of another coach. I don't know. I haven't found the need to use this one yet, but this has helped me with my goal. So, hey, love, I see you still haven't clicked on the link yet. I know you're super busy. We all are. It takes about 3 seconds, and I would love to get you in the group ASAP. I'm also working towards a huge major goal with our team and would really love, and when you would really help us out with that, let me know. I can see when you read these, LOL. So that one I've never used yet, but I don't know. I guess I could see a time and place for it, but I haven't used that one before. Then there's the referral. So, all right, love, guessing this just wasn't for you. No biggie. I was wondering since you were all about it if you had any friends or family who would be interested. And I did use this one today, and a girl signed up. She's like, oh, no, I was, wait. So it definitely works. And then asking for a follow-up. So, hey, love, guessing you never found time to click on the link and that it's just not your month. Totally understandable. I would love to follow up with you next month to see if your funds are in better order. Would that be okay? So you're just asking them for the follow-up. You can even just not even ask them and just say, I would like to follow up with you, and then kind of say something funny like, oh, stay away from the Starbucks, or something like that to give them a little hint, like stop spending your money there and save it. But you don't have to. That's just something you can add to the end of that one. And then these are, I don't understand social media and I don't want to post on Facebook. These are the dumbest objections ever, but I'm sure you will get them if you haven't already. So, the first one that you can say is, I didn't at first either. You want to relate to them. And this is so true. Where I grew up, Facebook was for posting dumb pictures of dogs, which I'm still guilty of sometimes, stalking your ex-boyfriends and asking everyone if you saw how skinny Lauren from high school got, haha. But then when I found out that I can run a business from my home on Facebook instead of having it be a source of time wasting and gossip, well, I was really pleased. I would much rather change my family's lives than mindlessly scroll on some brain-numbing device. So that, again, you're telling them it's like, take advantage of this that you have. You're on there anyway, so why not do something positive with the time that you're wasting on Facebook? The second one is, what will my friends think? I was super nervous about this myself, so I can totally relate to this, and that is what I tell people. Actually, I was super scared at first. I dealt with so much bullying growing up that I was petrified of getting bashed for posting my journey and unhealthy obsessions with the scale. But then I realized the opinions of my friends, as long as I'm not doing something I shouldn't be doing, mean very little. I mean, are their opinions going to further my life, my career, my bank account, get me out of debt? And any friends that would talk about me behind my back about a Facebook post that I made aren't my real friends anyway, and they're not friends I'd like to have anyway. So you're just telling them that, like, you shouldn't worry about what other people say. Like, you're on a fitness journey. This is something you're doing for you. And the people that are going to say anything about you, like, you don't want to be friends with them anyway. So, and that's so true. And not for nothing, but nobody ever said anything mean to me. And I was always so afraid that everybody would say nasty things to me, but I never got one bad comment from anybody. So just that's something else that you can say too. Like, you thought that you would be bashed or whatever, but you weren't, and you actually found out that by what you're doing, you're actually helping people. And then the other thing too, social media is the future. I've built my business from Facebook and Instagram alone, on my couch, my dining room, my bedroom, home office, if you can even call it that. It's literally a desk in my bedroom. But enough said, LOL, JK. But really, if you think about it, our entire society gets their news articles, product reviews, hotel reviews, car reviews from their choice of social media. You would be silly not to take advantage of that. I mean, think about it. Would you stay at a hotel without looking at the reviews online first? So it's really good to relate situations to things that people are familiar with. So, like, you wouldn't go see a movie that you wouldn't tell people go see a movie that you haven't seen, or you wouldn't recommend something you haven't tried yourself, like stuff like that. It's because putting an analogy in there allows people to relate to it and understand it better than if you were just talking about it. So then these are the other most stupid objections in the world. I'm all out of good excuses, so I'm going to make another BS excuse so that you stop bugging me and don't make me face my fears. So the other one, I'll have to ask my hubby or my partner. I'm sure we get that a lot. That's fine. Okay, great. Do you know a time when you will talk to him? I remember talking to my family about it because I was not dating James at the time, and we agreed on a time limit because it was important to me. But James and my parents are super supportive and ultimately want me to be healthy and happy and work on me. But we said that if it didn't work within 4 months, I could cancel free of charge. So let me know if he wants to chat with me or James. So again, you're throwing out there that they can cancel free of charge without them, like, even having to ask you. You're telling them, like, oh, my family and my boyfriend are super supportive of me. They want me to do what's best for me, so that they're kind of thinking, like, oh, I want to do what's best for me too. Like, so that is one way to respond to that. Also, this makes me laugh. I'm an introvert. I'm shy. Like, okay, cool. That's great. A lot of top coaches are introverts. I'm an introvert. I was not the most popular person in high school and didn't go up to talk to everybody. Like, that's just not me. I get my energy from being alone, and then, like, I like being around people, but sometimes it becomes too much for me. So I'm an introvert. But a lot of top coaches in our company are introverts too. 6 of the top 10 admit to being very private, introverted people, and that has very little bearing on your success and actually makes you better and more intimate with connecting with kind of people. And we're lucky that all of our interaction is online. There's very little face-to-face interaction except for live events, which are so much fun. But don't hide behind being shy. It's totally all in your head. So you're telling them, like, nope, that's a crappy excuse. What? Like, give me another one. Like, that's a crappy one. All right. So then, do I have to drink Shakeology? Do I need the shakes? Can I just do the program? I already drank another protein shake. Like, oh my God, that's so annoying. But that would be an option if Shakeology was a protein shake, like Shakeology is actually a superfood shake designed to give you the best nutrition possible. It has things that you could never get at even some of the most advanced health food stores, let alone afford, and then figure out how to make. I would be super careful about what protein shake you are drinking, because a lot from GNC, Walmart, and Target have some pretty scary bonding agents in them that are known to cause disease. So you get what you pay for, but I found a bunch of them on Google, and to my surprise, all of them were in the clean protein shakes I was drinking from GNC. Not to mention, it also does the job of a protein shake, a natural juice, and a multivitamin all in one, so you can replace all of those with peace of mind. And that is so true. Protein shakes are so scary. There's a lot of crappy things in them. So if you have time to like look them up and Google some of the things that they put in protein shakes, you might want to warn your people, like, you get what you paid for. Like, it's really not the best thing. And I used to drink GNC, and then I really looked into it and was like, oh my God, all these things are so bad. So I'm not even like making that up. It's just really, they're really bad for you. And then do I have to pay $15.95 a month? Like, really? LOL. It's $15 a month. It's seriously the biggest blessing in the world. It's actually a business owner's dream. For Beachbody, it's for Beachbody to take care of all of your office stuff, shipping, handling, customer service, phone lines, returns, direct deposit, pretty much all of the stuff you would have to outsource yourself if you were starting this journey on your own, for a lot more. So it's really a small price to pay for the earning potential that is there and all of the problems it takes care of for you. So I'm sure people have said, like, oh, what am I paying $15 a month for? It's like, literally, if you had started your own business, you would be paying out of your butt for someone to do all of these things for you. It would be a hell of a lot more than $15, so don't even try. So that is all that I had for objections, different categories, different options. But just remember, like, please, please, please understand that your potential's objections have everything to do with them and nothing to do with you. It's their limiting beliefs and their fears, and they only exist if you let them. So they're an attempt to protect themselves from fear and rejection. They don't want to admit that they're afraid. Like, I'm afraid I'm not going to finish this program, and if I don't finish this program, I'm going to be a failure, and then I'm going to let this Emmy down, or I'm going to let Amber down, or whoever their coach is. I'm going to let them down, and they're going to hate me. And they're like, people think things that aren't even true. Like, they think that if they eat 5 yellow containers, you're going to like condemn them to hell. Like, it's so crazy the way people let their minds take control of their thoughts and tell them like that they can't do things when they really can. So just remember that it has nothing to do with you. It's always them, and it's something that they are not ready to do yet. There might be something they're not ready to face, or they're afraid. So honestly, take objections and switch your mindset. Now it's going to be now think of them as being fun. Like, oh, I have all these awesome things now that I can say to people. I can't wait to go and I want an objection. Like, I was sitting here today after I made this. I'm like, I have all these good things now. Like, I want an objection. Someone give me an objection. And then I'm like, I'm going to combat it. And here we go. Like, it's like a game. So make it the objection game. You want an objection because that allows you to help that person get over their fear and commit to doing a program or commit to changing their life, because that's why you're here. You're here to change lives. You're not here to sell things. You're not here to, like, see how many challenge packs you could sell. It's really how many people's lives you can affect and how many people you can help. And by helping them overcome their fears and commit to working with you, that is helping them more than you will ever know. Like, that helps them more than just selling somebody a challenge pack. Like, we all have those really easy conversations where you talk to somebody for like a couple minutes and they're like, oh yeah. Like, some people are easy to convince and easy to sell, or they just really want it, so they're just going to buy it. But I think it's more powerful when you are able to take somebody who has like zero confidence in themselves and show them that, no, like, you can do this, and we're doing this together, and we're going to start together. We're going to finish together. Nobody falls off. You're going to do it, and you can do it. And it just feels so much better to know that you help somebody in more ways than just like, here, they bought something from me, that's cool. So I don't know, I could be crazy, but I don't know, I think it's kind of fun. So yeah, so another thing too, before we get cut off, objections, all of these things in the previous slides, don't wait until you get them to talk about them. Like, post on your wall objections, like not the physical things that they're saying to you, but combat them on your wall. If you get the time objection a lot, post about how like you don't have a lot of time. Like, oh, here I am in my car waiting for my kids to get out of school, working my business because this is the time that I have to get it done. Like something like that. Anything that you can show people that anything that they tell you, like, oh, I don't have time, I don't have money, I don't look like a coach, blah, blah, blah. Take that objection, make a kick-ass post, put it on your wall, and then they're going to see it. And they're not going to be like, oh, my God, she made that because I told her that I don't have time. Like, they're not going to know that you made that for that person. But just put it out there. So make your wall a sneak peek. And I think that was the last slide. So does anybody have any questions about anything? If we have like 25 seconds. Was that helpful?
Yes.